2018 was a year of repeat trips. When things get chaotic, it's nice to have something familiar to return to. Nothing works better for that than a good rhythm game, and there were tons of great ones this year. On my back catalog exploration, I found two surprising DS titles. The first, Utachi, is a touchscreen companion to the Poppin' music games. I could never get into Poppin' music thanks to its complex button layout, but Utachi solves that problem by replacing button prompts with taps, holds, and scribbles. It reminds me a bit of the theater rhythm games, albeit with a more traditional note chart. There's a good selection of songs and styles here, accompanied by a cute genre-specific character that jams out as you play. On a more character-focused note, the other DS music game I played was Princess Debut, a combination dating sim and rhythm game where you have to learn to dance and build romances with princes before the royal ball. The story is basic, with some lighthearted moments with each of the princes. Dancing is more interesting, playing out like a slower Oendon style, with an emphasis on gliding gracefully on beat between each note. It takes a while to get going and could really use a freestyle mode, but I enjoyed the synthesis of the visual novel and rhythm bits. Weirdly, this one was made by Cave. You know, the people who make those bullet hell shooters? Now, Princess Debut doesn't have any bullet hell elements, but DJ Max Respect sure feels like it does. It's basically the bullet hell version of a rhythm game. Note charts are so ridiculously dense and fast that the only way to keep up sometimes is to defocus and let your body respond before your mind processes it. It's like an Ultra Instinct training program for rhythm games. In terms of music, DJ Max Respect is like a premium box set of an artist's discography. It includes tons of songs from previous versions of the game, alongside with new ones and DLC packages for the other games not included. Of the Beat Media style games, it is by far the most stylish and complete, with unique animations for each song, unlockable skins and note styles, myriad options for playing, and a varied tracklist that spans several genres. Even the UI is incredible. Most importantly, it includes easier variations of a lot of the songs, and less harsh rankings. You can still full combo a song and end up with a low rank thanks to poor timing, but the worst you can get now is a C, which is a lot more encouraging than previous games where you can complete a song and still get an F rank shoved in your face. With that change, I started approaching it more like a bullet hell, first trying to survive, then learning the charts and going for score. That finally let me appreciate the wonderful hum of the series' aesthetics. Another aesthetic killer this year was Groove Coaster, Taito's cyberspace rhythm roller coaster. Groove Coaster eschews the standard note charts for a single track, which turns, loops, and bends with the song, with hit and swipe notes appearing on or approaching the track. Every song turns into a ride, with complex imagery and perspective shifts that would distract from rhythm games with more complex note charts. Nowhere else can I ride along with songs from Darius while wireframe recreations of its battles occur. That single track doesn't make it any less challenging either. It just let me focus more on getting down the underlying rhythm and feeling the music with my body. That said, Taiko no Tatsujin is probably the best way to groove physically with any rhythm game. A new entry released on basically every platform since the PS2, but it wasn't until this year that we were graced with another localized entry. The basics are simple. There are only inside and outside drum hits, in either single or double variations, and only one lane to worry about. Lower difficulties are simple enough so that even kids can enjoy it, while higher difficulties bring out the complex patterns. The rub comes with how you hit these beats. You can use the buttons, but you can also simulate hits with motion control swings or the actual drum peripheral. Drumming requires too much coordination for me to play properly at a higher difficulty songs, but changing it up and using my body instead of just my thumbs gave me a genuine sense of developing my rhythm. Sometimes I want a rhythm game that I can soak in. Something more like a night with the radio on than a fist-pumping concert. Boaz and Demo bring exactly that. Both come from mobile games with a long history of support, and this year they continue to be updated with an absurd number of songs entirely free. Voas takes advantage of multi-touch, with a dynamic note chart whose column pulses and sweeps alongside the music. It'll even react to sweeps and hits, moving the column appropriately and giving the feeling of conducting the songs. And if Voas is the conductor, then Demo is the piano player. Themed around electronic and acoustic piano music, it tells the story of a little girl who's fallen down a hole and the mysterious figure whose piano player slowly causes the tree at the bottom to grow. Story scenes interject every few songs, though they're mostly there to provide tone than a real heavy narrative. A proper campaign would have been nice, but this freeform approach worked, since I enjoyed it as something to bask in and pretend to play piano. They even added Toy-Con support for a few songs, so you know I'll be making that cardboard piano soon. Pianista, the legendary virtuoso, reminds me of what it's like to play actual piano. The track list is all classical piano, sorted by movement, and each mode is highly structured. Tracks are grouped into sets of increasing difficulty, and judging on note timing is strict. And when I was done practicing, Concours mode was there, challenging me to finish 4 songs and hit the score target. To give you an idea of how harsh Pianista is, I managed a full combo on the first challenge and still failed. There are 30 of these. Other rhythm games make you think of singing along to the radio or drumming on your desk. Pianista reminds me of the real effort needed to learn an instrument. Concert piano is a serious business, and Pianista will be damned if it let you get away with anything but perfection. It's harsh, but taken along with all the other rhythm games this year, there's a satisfaction to hunkering down and trying to seriously learn a piece, without the intense pressure of playing for a live audience.